been something that I have wanted to do for quite some time, and that is to recite and upload a verbal version of my dissertation. This is going to be the introduction video for it. Basically, I went to Bradford University between the years 2000 and 2003, and in 2003 I had to do a dissertation thesis. It had to be, I think it was under 15,000 words, something like that, and I did it on professional wrestling, cinematic horror and the violence-seeking impulse. And basically I thought I would read it all out for you to see. Now, it got a 72% rating, which is actually a first in terms of the dissertation itself. I didn't get a first in my degree, I got a 2-1, but the reason why I wanted to do it is really in case, well, there's several reasons. First, I don't mind having a copy of this on the internet. I think, some people might find it interesting. I'd love to have feedback on it. The other thing, of course, is that if anything ever happens, like, I have a house fire and everything burns down or something like that, I would probably lose this now, because I'm not even sure I have a soft copy of it on the computer anymore. I think it got wiped when my old computer drive crashed back in 2006, 2007. So I thought I would do that. If you don't like it, then ignore it, basically. I think the best way to give an introduction to a thesis, apart from obviously reading out the contents page or whatever, is to read out what's called an abstract, which is supposed to sum up what the thesis is all about. So I'm going to now read out the abstract along with the contents page, and we'll go from there. I don't know how often I'm going to do this, so there may be some big gaps between me reading, you seeing one part and you seeing the next part, but at least they'll all be chronological. Acts of aggression, professional wrestling, cinematic horror and the violence-seeking impulse, by David Duff. Friday the 2nd of May 2003. Word count 14,879. Submitted towards the Bachelors of Arts degree in Interdisciplinary Human Studies. Abstract. What motivates people to enjoy watching and participating in dangerous sports and activities? This paper presents arguments for the existence of a psychological mechanism self-labelled the violence-seeking impulse, VSI. The paper begins by exploring the psychological basis of motivation to uncover evidence for the existence of the VSI as a motivational force in human behaviour. The paper uncovers the argument that the VSI is an offshoot of an ancient primary drive that once allowed humans to hunt and protect themselves. The paper displays the hypothesis that the expression of the VSI still exists today, but is curbed by morality, and gives historic examples of this. It moves on to examine how the VSI is gratified in the modern age. Professional wrestling is used as the prime example throughout the document, to show how symbolic violence and the ways in which we understand this may act as an escapist, cathartic vent. The paper explores theories surrounding the display of dominance and submission, Michel Foucault, power, Friedrich Nietzsche, humiliation, and what effects this has on masculinity, as portrayed in pro wrestling, Karl Barth's. Continuing through the symbolism of the cinematic horror genre, the question is asked, is there a particular VSI personality type? This prompts the exploration of thrill-seeker psychology. The paper ends with thoughts on the morality of violence and this society's attitude to phenomena like redemptive violence, Walter Wink. This document combines a psychological and philosophical analysis of the sports entertainment industry and the morality of simulated violence. The paper concludes that the VSI has its main tolerated expressions limited to sport and the horror genre, and that the watchers and participants gratify the VSI through climactic experiences known as the rush, that the conditions for such involve danger, excitement and risk. It concludes that simulated violence is tolerated by society, usually as a sport, due to safety rules, and cinema because the violence is only real in fantasy, although the symbolism is very real indeed. I declare that this dissertation is my own work and that all sources have been appropriately acknowledged. Contents page. Part 1. Morality, Symbolism and Society. Introduction, page 1. Chapter 1, The Basis of the VSI, page 6. Chapter 2, The History of the VSI, page 13. Chapter 3, The Symbolic Code, page 17. Part 2, The VSI Expressed. Chapter 4, Professional Wrestling, page 24. Chapter 5, Blurring Boundaries, page 36. Chapter 6, Thrill Seeker Psychology, page 44. Part 3, Moral Consequences. Chapter 7, Hypocrisy, page 50. Chapter 8, Conclusion, page 56.